Stop everything for just a moment. Silence your thoughts, turn off the noise around you, and listen. This is not a coincidence. You didn't stumble here by accident. I brought you here. Yes, you. The one who's been holding back tears for too long. The one who's been carrying burdens in silence. The one who's thought about giving up more times than you can count. My beloved child, I am not far. I am not blind to your pain. I have seen the nights you cried yourself to sleep. I have heard the prayers you whispered into the darkness, prayers you thought no one was listening to. But I was there. I am there. Every moment you felt forgotten, I was holding your heart in my hands. You are not invisible. You are not alone. And you are not abandoned. You are my child, and I do not give up on my children. There's something I need you to hear today, something urgent. You've been walking through a storm that feels endless. The waves are high. The wind is loud. And everything in you wants to let go, to stop swimming, to sink beneath it all and disappear. But listen to me, do not give up. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not ever. This is not the end of your story. This is the moment where everything starts to shift. You see darkness, but I see the breaking of dawn. I remember a man who felt like you once. His name isn't famous. His story won't be told on stages. But he was mine, just like you. He lost everything. His job, his marriage, even the will to live. And one night, he stood on the edge of giving up completely. But instead of jumping into the silence, he whispered one last prayer, God, if you're real, say something. And in that stillness, I did. I whispered, don't give up. I'm not finished yet. That man didn't turn his life around overnight. But he walked away from that edge. He took one more breath. One more step. And today, he's standing tall. Not because he was strong, but because I carried him. Just like I will carry you. You may not feel it right now, but I'm building something inside you. Endurance. Strength. Purpose. I don't waste pain. And what you're walking through will not destroy you, it will define you. You're asking, but Lord, how long? And I say to you, as long as it takes. As long as it takes to shape you into the person you were always meant to be. You see failure. I see formation. You feel weak. I see a warrior rising. Hold on, child. Don't let go of the rope. If all you can do today is breathe, then breathe. If all you can do is whisper my name, then whisper it. That's enough for me to move. That's enough for me to work. I'm not asking you to be strong. I'm asking you to stay, just a little longer. The breakthrough you've prayed for, cried for, waited for, it's closer than you think. I never promised the road would be easy. But I promised I'd walk it with you. And I have kept every word. I have not failed you, even if it feels like silence. My silence is not my absence. Sometimes, I'm quiet because I'm working. Just like a gardener plants seeds and waits in silence, I've planted something holy inside your soul. And though it seems hidden, it is growing. Quietly. Powerfully. Don't give up, my child. Do not mistake this chapter for your conclusion. There's more I'm writing. More healing. More restoration. More miracles. Yes, even for you. Especially for you. Now listen carefully. There's something deeper I need you to understand. Have you ever felt like your prayers disappeared into the air? Like your faith was met with silence? That's what we'll explore next. Because what you can't hear, I'm still speaking. And what you can't see, I'm still building. Let's go deeper now. Have you ever felt like you've prayed with all your strength, and all you got back was silence? Like you poured your heart out to me, and the heavens stayed quiet? Like your cries echoed through the night but were never answered? My child, I know. I know that silence feels like abandonment. I know how heavy it is to carry hope when nothing around you seems to change. But listen closely, my silence is not my absence. There was a man, a faithful servant, a believer, a father. He lost everything in just 1 week. His child passed away, his wife fell into depression, and he was let go from his job. Each day, he prayed louder. Each night, he begged for relief. But I was silent. Not because I didn't care, but because I was preparing something deeper. I wasn't ignoring him, I was building him. And even when he felt nothing, even when the world around him called me a lie, he whispered through his tears, "I still believe." And that whisper shook heaven. Because faith in silence is the loudest kind. My precious child, I am never deaf to your pain. I collect every tear, not one falls unnoticed. The moments where you feel nothing are the moments where your roots grow deeper. You don't see a tree growing under the soil, but it is growing. Quietly. Powerfully. That's what I'm doing in you right now. You keep asking me, why is this taking so long? Why am I still waiting? Why does it seem like others are blessed while I'm broken? And I say this to you. I love you too much to give you something before you're ready. I love you too much to answer in ways that would hurt you. You see delay. I see divine timing. You see rejection. I see redirection. Remember Joseph? The dreamer? Betrayed by his brothers, thrown into a pit, sold as a slave, falsely accused, and left in a prison. For years, it seemed like I had turned my back on him. But even in prison, I was with him. Even in injustice, I was preparing the palace. And when the time was right, I lifted him up in one day. What others meant for harm, I turned for good. Don't you see? I'm doing the same in your life. You're not being buried, you're being planted. The silence isn't the end, it's the setup. I've hidden you not to punish you, but to protect you. Because what I've placed inside of you is sacred. It's holy. And it must be nurtured in stillness. Let me ask you this, would you still trust me if I never answered the way you expected? Would you still love me if the blessing looked different than what you prayed for? Because sometimes, my greatest miracles are not the ones you can hold in your hands, they're the ones that transform your heart. Look around. Has the storm stopped yet? Maybe not. But have you noticed how you've grown? How you've learned to breathe through panic? How you've discovered peace even in pieces? That's not weakness, that's transformation. That's me. I want to remind you of something eternal today. A promise that can never be broken, I will never leave you nor forsake you. That's not poetry. That's a vow. A covenant sealed by my love. Even if you walked through fire, I would walk with you. Even if you ran from me, I would chase you. My love doesn't depend on your strength. It rests on my nature. And I do not change. Don't let the enemy convince you that quiet means forgotten. Don't let the delay trick you into despair. What I have for you is not small. It is not rushed. And it will not come too late. My plans are not falling apart, they are falling into place. So what do you do when you feel like quitting? You breathe. You pray. You take the next small step. You get out of bed. You show up one more time. You whisper my name. That's how you fight, not by being fearless, but by staying when it's hard. And with every small act of faith, you are shaking darkness. You are declaring, I will not give up, because my God is not done yet. This is what I want you to hold on to right now, you're closer than you think. The enemy always fights the hardest when your breakthrough is near. You wouldn't be under this kind of pressure if there wasn't a promise on the other side. Let me say it again, clearly, boldly, lovingly, do not give up. Not on your healing. Not on your family. Not on your calling. Not on me. You've come too far to stop now. My child, I want you to do something small, but powerful tonight. Before you sleep, whisper this one sentence: God, I trust you, even in silence. That's enough. That one act of surrender opens the gates of heaven. That one whisper invites me deeper. And when you wake up, write down one thing you're still hoping for, and leave it at my feet. That's all. Release it. And let me work. There's still one more thing I need to tell you, a final truth that will carry you forward. A declaration straight from heaven. Are you ready? Because what comes next may just be the moment your soul has waited for. Let's finish this together. Let me ask you something deeper now. Have you ever looked around and thought, God, they're getting blessed. But what about me? You smile for others, you clap for their victories, but inside, there's this quiet ache that whispers, did you forget me, Lord? My child, I did not forget you. I will never forget you. How could I? You are written on the palms of my hands. Every breath you take matters to me. Every heartbeat of yours echoes in heaven. You're not overlooked, you're being prepared. And the longer the preparation, the greater the promise. Sometimes, I hide what I'm doing because if I revealed it too soon, the enemy would try to destroy it. You think I'm being distant, but really, I'm building something in you that cannot be shaken. Faith that doesn't depend on feeling. Hope that outlasts the storm. Love that stands unmovable in the face of disappointment. Do you remember Elijah? Even after calling down fire from heaven, even after seeing my glory, he ran into a cave and begged me to let him die. He felt like a failure. He thought he was alone. But I didn't rebuke him, I whispered. Not in the wind. Not in the fire. But in the still, small voice. And I'm doing the same with you. I'm not coming with thunder right now, I'm coming in stillness. I'm coming in whispers. Because I want your heart, not just your hands. I want your attention, not your performance. There's something I need you to understand, you are not behind. You are not disqualified. You have not missed your moment. Delays do not cancel destinies. And your tears are not wasted, they are watering the seeds of your next season. Right now, I'm stretching your spirit to make room for what's coming. I'm deepening your roots so the fruit I grow in you will last. You've been asking for a miracle, but I've been preparing a movement. A new version of you, healed, whole, radiant with my glory. Yes, there is pain. Yes, there is pressure. But child, do not mistake pressure for punishment. Pressure means purpose. You're in the process of becoming. And I do not start what I won't finish. I want you to repeat after me in your heart right now, God is not done with me yet. Say it again. Feel it. Believe it. Let it echo into the parts of your soul that still carry fear. The enemy has been whispering lies to you, you're failing. You're forgotten. You're too broken. But I say this, with all the authority of heaven, you are chosen. You are carried. You are still called. And now, it's time. Time to rise from the ashes. Time to believe again. Time to hope again. I've spoken over your soul, and when I speak, things shift. Let's take this final step together. Because this last part isn't just a message, it's a divine impartation for your next season. Lean in now. Don't scroll. Don't let distraction pull you away. You've come this far, not just to feel better, but to be changed. To remember who you are. To rise in the power of who I say you are. God says, this is not the end. This is your turning point. You thought you were in a grave. But this is a garden. You thought you were in ruins. But I see the foundation of something holy. You thought you were breaking, but I'm building. Let me give you 3 truths, eternal, unshakable truths, to carry with you every single day. You are not alone. Even when the world turns quiet. Even when the phone doesn't ring. Even when your heart aches in the silence, I am with you. My spirit surrounds you like the air around your lungs. You don't need to earn my presence. You already carry it. Even in your mess, even in your doubt, I have not walked away. Your pain has purpose. What you thought was punishment, is actually preparation. The season that tried to break you was molding you. It didn't kill you, it carved you into someone stronger. Someone softer. Someone more aware of me. The world sees scars, I see stories of survival. You didn't just make it through. You are becoming a testimony. I will use your pain to heal others. Nothing, not 1 second, will be wasted. Your future is still blessed. The enemy wants you to believe it's too late. That you've missed your chance. That nothing good can come from this. But heaven says otherwise. I am the God of resurrection. And I'm breathing on what you thought was dead. Dreams you buried. Joy you lost. Faith you gave up on. I'm restoring it all. Right now. My beloved child, you are walking into a new beginning. Not because you earned it. But because I chose you. I've waited for this moment, for you to stop striving and start receiving. Let me leave you with this, do not give up. Because I'm not done writing your story. You were born for such a time as this. Your breath still has purpose. And your heart still holds power. You are my creation, and what I create, I complete. Tonight, I want you to do something sacred. Find a quiet moment. Just you and me. Lay your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and say this prayer: God, I give you my burdens. I surrender the outcome. I choose to trust you again. Breathe new life into my spirit. Help me not to give up. I receive your peace, your love, and your strength. Amen. Let that prayer be the first step toward healing. Not just emotional comfort, but soul transformation. And if this message touched your heart, it wasn't me. It was God. He's speaking. He's calling. And He's not finished. If your spirit felt this, leave a comment, Amen. I will not give up. Share this message with someone who needs a reminder that God is still working. And before you close this, take 10 seconds. Sit in stillness. Let your soul breathe. And know that heaven is closer than you think. You're not done. You're not broken. You're being rebuilt by divine hands. And your best chapter is still being written. God says to you again and again, do not give up. I am with you.